Magic, mice, and memories. When most people think of Disney, they recall some of the happiest times of their lives. Singing the classics as a kid, going on a family vacation to a Disney park. Disney has become synonymous with joy and making dreams come true. But is there something darker lurking beneath the smiling facade? Fairy dust. It is said that since the early 90s, Disney World's Haunted Mansion is the place to be. If you've been cremated, the attraction seems to be the place where most people allegedly choose to sprinkle the ashes of their loved ones. Whatever the reason may be, Disney World has caught wind of this apparent trend as cremated remains has been added to their official list of prohibited park items. Some people doubt they're actually ashes, but employees report having seen gray ash-like dust after several visitors were seen sprinkling powder-like substances on the ride over the years. The happiest place on earth? Not Disneyland Paris. Two of the park's cooks committed suicide in the same year, one leaving a note on the wall of his home saying, "I don't want to return to Mickey," and the other throwing himself in front of a train after having apparently suffered humiliating circumstances at work. The leader of the Disneyland Union blames the suicides on brutal working conditions that have made their working lives intolerable. Another worker in 2013 was about to light himself on fire because he was reportedly stressed out about being called in for a meeting with theme park bosses. Makes you shudder to think about what really goes on behind the scenes. Big Brother is watching you. When Walt Disney created the original Disneyland in California in the 1950s, he wanted every guest to have a multisensory experience. To this day, the park controls what you smell with a series of vents and sprays that release various aromas based on where you are in the park. If you're on Main Street, you'll be hit with an artificial scent of vanilla. The Pirates area greets you with a hint of salty sea air. Disney wanted to control what people heard by installing hidden speakers so that subliminal sounds would change as people entered different lands. He also built a secret apartment on the second floor of the fire department on Main Street so that he could keep an eye on the park and its guests at all times. Today, a little light stays lit inside the apartment to remind us that Walt Disney is, and always will be, watching us. Hello, Dolly. The It's a Small World ride is a popular Disney attraction. In 1999, the ride was suddenly evacuated without any reason. As a woman was leaving the boat, she wanted to finish her roll of film, so she snapped a couple quick photos. Once she developed them, she noticed what seemed like a child's body hanging from the ceiling. This image has circulated the net a lot over the years. Some people believing it to be a real body, some calling it a hoax because it looks like a 1980s My Buddy doll. Whatever the case may be, it makes for a spooky story, and Disney has never come forward to refute the rumors. To add to the creepiness, ex-Disney employees have reported finding missing dolls or dolls that have inexplicably changed places overnight. Don't mess with the mouse. In the mid-90s, when Disney found out that a studio called Pixar was becoming the future of animation, they decided to partner up with them for a little movie called Toy Story, with the promise that Pixar would remain untouched as their own company. But within 10 years, Disney had completely bought out Pixar. This past Christmas, Disney threatened to pull The Force Awakens from all ArcLight Cinema theaters if they didn't remove Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight so they could have yet another room reserved for their Star Wars movie. Tarantino called it extortion, saying that his little film in one theater wouldn't at all threaten Disney's success. It's instances like these that have sparked disturbing rumors that Disney doesn't collaborate with anyone, they own them. The film Disney doesn't want you to see. For the last 30 years, Disney has done a great job at hiding Song of the South from the public. This 1946 film tells the story of Uncle Remus, an African-American happily working on a white family's plantation in the post-Civil War South, recounting tales to local children. Many critics over the years have called Song of the South one of Hollywood's most offensive racist texts, portraying an idyllic master-slave relationship and glorifying slavery. The fact that Uncle Remus is portrayed as a rather simple man who is blissfully happy working for the white man as an ex-slave is kind of unsettling. There is a reason this film was never released on video in its entirety, and now you know why. Hole in the wall. The Haunted Mansion in Disneyland has another little-known spooky secret. In the Grand Ballroom, there is a spiderweb hanging from the fourth column on the right. If you look from a certain angle, you can see a bullet hole behind the web. There have been many theories as to how this bullet hole got there, but according to one employee, it was confirmed in a tour of the mansion that back when guns weren't banned from the park, a crazed fan came in and shot at the glass. It was too expensive for Disneyland to replace the entire pane, so they cleverly put a creepy crawly there to cover it up. Nazi propaganda. Was Walt Disney an anti-Semite? Well, in 1938, Disney did invite Hitler's personal filmmaker Leni Riefenstahl for a private tour of his studio. According to Riefenstahl's biography, when she returned to Germany, she thanked Disney, saying it was gratifying to learn how thoroughly proper Americans distanced themselves from the smear campaign of the Jews. Then in 2014, Meryl Streep went on a rant at an event about how much of a bigot and anti-Semite Walt Disney was, even inspiring Disney's own grandniece to chime in, saying she agreed with Streep and always had mixed feelings about her great uncle. Man seeking woman. None of the Disney princesses ever have real jobs or life goals. Their only mission is to have perfect hair, a tiny waist, and live happily ever after with Prince Charming. The men are never interested in their sense of humor or wit. They barely have meaningful conversations. It is merely the ladies' attractiveness that the men are drawn to. And the princes always need to be brave, strong, and handsome to win them over, thus objectifying the men as well. Aladdin the street rat isn't good enough for Jasmine's father because he isn't royalty. And what hope does the sweet Quasimodo ever have of winning over Esmeralda's heart with his hunchback? Do Disney films set unrealistic expectations when it comes to gender roles? What do you make of all these facts and theories? Which Disney products do you enjoy? We're waiting to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, we got lots more like these over on our channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.